So we're ready to plant something. We've now got a raised garden bed, or we've dug a patch up in the lawn, or we've got pots. We need to put some plants in now. So the easiest, simple way is to go visit your local nursery and to plant some seedlings. Or if you're really keen, you can plant from seed and raise them up and propagate them. So I'll teach you how to do that in the next couple of videos. But the thing is plant selection, and the place I always recommend that you start, regardless, you start off with some herbs. They're really easy to grow and they give you probably the best return on investment, particularly with like $4 for a packet of herbs in your local supermarket. It's worthwhile growing some at home. Always start off with the basics, whether it be rosemary, thyme, oregano, parsley, basil. They're all going to add to your plate. They're going to make your food taste so much better, and it's great to be able to go outside and pick some fresh herbs. So always start off with some herbs. Then the thing that I also like to recommend that you grow is leafy greens. They give you a really good return on investment. They don't take up much space, but it's always great to be able to go outside, pick a few leaves, and next thing you know, you've got a salad to add to some protein. So it's a great way of providing homegrown produce, and you don't need necessarily to have a great large space in order to grow it. Included in the show notes a planting guide, a month-to-month planting guide that I tend to typically use as a guide. There's also a really good online resource called Gardenate. It will give you a rough guide as to what you can grow and what edibles you can grow at that particular time of year. Now, as I said, that's actually just a guide. Everyone's going to have their own microclimate, and it's best to sort of experiment, okay? Because reality is that no 2 days are ever the same in the garden, and what worked for you this year might not be the same the year coming. So, you know, you got different weather patterns. You might have had a really wet summer. So the conditions are going to change year to year. The main thing is that there's actually 2 seasons to look out for as well. You've got summer crops and you've got winter crops. They're the main 2. Now you've got in between that, you can have plenty of other little crops happening, but you base it around 2 main crops being winter and summer. Now you typically will plant for your summer crops in spring and your winter crops in autumn. And I tend to use 2 dates. For spring, it's Melbourne Cup weekend, particularly with tomatoes. And in autumn, it tends to be St. Pat's Day. Okay, so they're a rough guide as to when to start planting for those seasons. As I mentioned before, because no 2 days are the same, it always pays to experiment. I always think it's worth trying to push the boundaries a little bit. Sometimes, even though you're told that you can't grow that now, why not give it a go? Choose 4 plants to get really good at. You know, the tendency is when we've set up the garden, we want to grow everything. Now, realistically, you're better off concentrating your energy on the 4 plants, knowing that you're going to get really good at them. You might end up with a heap of produce, which is fine. It means that you can share with your neighbours and your community, but get better at growing those 4 things that you use all the time, and you will see great results, and you'll see that it's worthwhile growing them. So there you have it. Grow what you love.